This video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the PCV valve on a Foxbody Mustang with the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder here. And the location of the PCV valve is actually, if you come over here on the driver's side, you've got the intake right here. If you come right next to the intake, right down in here, you'll see you'll have your EGR here, and right below the EGR, between the EGR and the intake, you'll have your PCV valve, which I know it's kind of hard to see around my hand here. But this here is the PCV valve. And if you look here, you've got two hoses that go in the top here, and then it sticks into one hose in the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this replaced. Hopefully this will prevent issues with me getting oil in the intake. They're usually due to be changed about 30,000 miles on these cars. This one does still seem to be an original Motorcraft one actually, so I'm not sure if it's ever been changed. So to go ahead and get started with changing this, it's actually a pretty simple, straightforward process. Once you've located it, is you've got your two hoses on top here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna slide the top hose off of here first. Okay, so I'm trying to go ahead and get this first hose removed here on the top of the PCV valve. And it seems like this one has been on here for a really long time. It's really kind of stuck on there. Not really, I kind of got a little bit with my hands, but I really can't get it much farther. So what I'm gonna actually do, take a pliers. I'm gonna put the pliers on the valve itself. I'm just gonna try to push that hose the rest of the way off it with the pliers. And I went ahead and I got that top hose off of the PCV valve. I'm just gonna try to put that out of the way. Try not to lose it back in here. Just gonna push that out of the way for now. And then there is a second hose just below that, right down there, you can see. And that one is a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna have to get this one off. It's probably the harder of the two hoses to remove. Okay, so I went ahead and I used the pliers again to get that second hose down here. It's the lower one off, just getting the rest of the way off by hand now. So now I've got the two hoses up on top off of here. A little bit of oil actually did spill out of here, but not too much. So now the next thing is the PCV valve actually sits in a third hose that goes down to the crankcase, I believe. So to remove this, it's gonna be a matter of twisting the PCV valve. And then I'm going to try to stick my fingers down here and hold on to that bottom hose so it doesn't come out while I try to pull the PCV valve out. Now it's kind of a tight space in here, but hopefully that should just come right out of there. If not, what you can always do is you can always stick a flathead screwdriver down towards that bottom hose while you try to pull up on the PCV valve with your hands here. If you do that though, just be careful not to break that hose down there. So I will actually need two hands to do that. I'm just gonna try to push on this bottom hose with the flathead while I try to pull up on the PCV valve with my other hand, and hopefully that'll divide it. Just be really careful when you're doing this not to apply too much pressure if you do this, because you can split that bottom hose down there. I would usually do it with the pliers, but there's actually really not enough space to get a pliers in here. And I know this has been on here for a really long time, so this one might not come out as easily as yours might. Okay, and I've got the old PCV valve right here. And this actually is a Motorcraft part number. It could be the original for all that I could know. Part number for this one here, for this car, is EV147. So I actually went on Rock Auto, and I actually did order another OEM Motorcraft part here. So I've got my new valve here. And a good way to be able to tell with these PCV valves if they're bad or not is you'll be able to gently shake it just a little bit. You should hear a little bit of a rattle. Usually if you hear that little rattle, that means that everything in the PCV valve is working as it should. If you don't hear that rattle, it means that it's probably stuck. And if it's stuck, it's obviously not able to do what it's supposed to do. So you should be able to hear a light rattle. So you can hear it here as I shake the new one. So I know this one's good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed. So to go ahead and do that, that's just the exact opposite process of taking the old one out. I'm just gonna stick it down in here. And I get it in that bottom hose, and I'm gonna stick the two hoses right on top on there. Okay, so I went ahead, I put that bottom hose on the PCV valve, and then we got the second one here on the side in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick the final one in, the one that goes on the very top. And then once I go ahead and get that on there, it should just slide right on. then it's all put back together. So that is how you replace the PCV valve on a Foxbody Mustang with the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder. Hopefully this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.